Hey everyone, welcome to the Parts Girl podcast. I'm super excited to be interviewing Venus here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kaylee. I'm very, very happy to be in the show with you.
Yeah, I am too. And I wanted to quickly just have the audience know, what you do or, who you're with and just kind of give your backstory of how you got to where you are.
That's perfect. Yeah, so it's an interesting story. Actually, my background it's on Salesforce. I started that as kind of like a consultant for Salesforce, but then got into automotive industry. I started working as an operations director for a company in automotive, and I definitely found so many amazing people. And we really identified one problem that a lot of marketing agencies had and a lot of dealerships had, and found out of a way to provide a solution. And that's how WYN Solutions came to be, which stands for whatever you need. So, what we do is we provide talent for car dealer marketing. And then we're based in Colombia, but we work exclusively with the automotive industry. We've been in the market now for almost 3 years. We've had really, really amazing growth that I'm very, very thankful for. So, it's very rewarding to know that the services and the solutions that we provide were, kind of hit it in a spot that was definitely a need for the industry, which was finding that specialized talent that would be focused exclusively on automotive and talent that we can provide at more affordable prices faster, and that since we work only with the industry, we really, really make sure that it's high quality talent that you can.
Yeah, so everyone so they're, already trained and prepared for the role that they're hiring for. And I wanted to ask too, how does WIN Solutions address parts and service marketing needs? And does your team focus on this opposed to sales marketing? Like what are you guys focusing on?
That's a great question. So, in the services that we provide, in the people that we provide, they, for example, a graphic designer, they sometimes are focused in the sales pieces, in the specials, but in many, many scenarios, I would say half of the time, the assets that we provide are as well focused in parts and services. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so we do both. We work kind of as an extension of the teams that we work for. So that way, we do everything regarding to automotive marketing. And I would say that that's maybe the biggest example right now.
Yeah, and what are some of like the client stories or successes you guys are experiencing? Like what sets you guys apart or what is everyone talking about?
Well, I would say that the main thing that has differentiated us with other service similar to us is definitely that we are a 100% focused automotive company. We only provide services to the automotive market and industry in the US. And since we've been working with the industry now for almost 3 years, we've been able to really identify what are those skills that the market would need. So when we identify those, the people that starts working, they normally stay for a long period of time. So building those relationships has been incredibly valuable for us. And since we are basically, as I said, an extension of your team, we really want to become kind of like that reliable partner that you're going to trust, that the hires are going to last, that you're not going to have to deal with turnover, you're not going to have to deal with recruiting, with hiring, with getting somebody accustomed to your processes and then 6 months later they leave. We have a very low turnover rate, so that has allowed us to really build sustainable and long lasting relationships, as well as the dollar savings that we've been able to achieve for our clients. Because at the end of the day, we are working in Colombia, so the currency rate works in favor for us. So we're able to charge lower prices to our clients, but keeping a very sustainable and competitive salary for the people that work with us.
Yeah, no, that I think that you're filling a very much needed niche. And I like how you said that was like an extension of your team. So you're just providing that support that is needed. And then So I know there's a lot of campaigns now, or there's a lot of discussion around bilingual, marketing campaigns. And so I think that's really something important, and that's something you guys help with as well, right?
Yes, that's correct.
That's awesome. So, okay, I wanted to back up too. So you said your experience or where you kind of started was with Salesforce, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So, just can you speak to, your experience with that industry or with what you did there and how it kind of translates into automotive and now where you are now? Like, what do you feel like you learned most from being, at Salesforce and how are you applying that to where you are now? I guess is my
Uh,
question.
that's such an interesting question. I would say the way that I've applied it the most is, in Salesforce, I focused mostly into kind of like building and improving the CRM. So I would gather with the clients and really understand what those needs were and finding a process to come up with the best solution to put that into the system. So the way that we've implemented that in WYN Solutions is we are providing currently some Salesforce specialists to some companies that work with it in the industry, but as well we've found a really great market in the CRM specialist for automotive CRMs.
Yeah.
So somebody that is going to be, really truly understanding what the CRM looks like and what are the best ways to like optimize it or like really make sure that the CRM correctly communicate with the respective departments so that you don't get a bunch of information that is not necessary, but instead just the accurate or the important information. Would say that that's the biggest one. And then from, the organizational part inside the company and how we've managed to grow the company, I think it's been making sure that the areas communicate, making sure that marketing communicates with sales, that the growth area communicates with marketing, so that people really know that we are in the same mission together and that we're providing like one specific the services that we're providing. Everybody's very aware of what those are.
Yeah, no, that makes sense because I think, I mean, on the parts side of things, we don't have to deal with the CRM as much, but I know I hear a lot of talk about, how the CRM, like the CRM is great, but it doesn't talk, like there's sometimes where it just doesn't talk to everything and you have to make
Correct.
sure,
Yeah.
like, yeah. So that's really cool that you have that experience because Salesforce is massive and they have a really, really great product and you can do a lot with it.
Oh,
Like a
it's
lot. Yeah.
unbelievable. It's
It's
unbelievable. Yeah.
unbelievable. Yeah. I remember when we migrated from a company I worked for before to Salesforce and it was a lot, but it was much needed.
So you were in the middle of the chaos of what that migration is.
Yes.
Oh, that's, I mean, it's really interesting because, you know, if you are a person that likes organization and likes to see things in a structured process, I think it's really interesting to see that migration because you're like, okay, this is everything that we had in the past. Oh, but this is the way that we can do it and make sure that it's like in a better place. It's more organized. It makes sense. It adds a lot of logic into that. So it's a little chaotic, but definitely very very interesting to be a part of that
It
process.
is. Yeah, because you're constantly like, well, does it do this or this process used to, or this system used to do this? Can this do this? And you have to like figure out where that is now. And it's,
Exactly.
you know,
Yes.
yeah, it's yeah, and I'm a very organized person. So, and working in chaos is very hard. Like, can everything be where it's supposed to be?
Yeah. Yes. Completely understand.
So you guys have had massive growth because you guys have been around. How long has it been? A couple years or?
Well, technically, yeah, 2.5 years, close to three now.
Wow, okay. And then so you experienced a lot of growth. What did you learn most throughout? Because you're not done growing, but I can imagine from year one to year three, it's much different. So what was the biggest thing you learned through all of that growth that you guys have had?
Well, I would say I've learned incredibly. Probably I've learned in this 2 years more than I've learned probably in the rest of my life. But the biggest thing is that, specialization really pays off. It's really good to have to make sure that everybody in the company knows exactly what is expected from them, and making sure to take in the time to organize each and every department, making sure that each department knows what they are accountable for, what is expected from them, how they're going to be measured, how they can improve, what are the things that they need to improve. And the second thing would be that relationships are everything. You are what you can do out of the people that you know, and out of the people that you're able to connect. So I think that has been incredible, getting to know such, amazing people in the industry that are, and understanding and help each other, because you truly want to help and to make sure that whatever you're doing is truly improving their processes, and make life easier for your partners is definitely our goal.
Yeah. And you guys, that's something that's really important when you're just trying to, get into a new market really and a new industry and building those relationships. And I feel the same way because I feel like when starting the podcast and like getting on LinkedIn a
Right.
lot more, I'm like, there's so much support out there. We're all just trying to make everything so much better by working together. And it's a really cool experience. I agree with you on that one. So that everyone can kind of get to know you, I always like to ask them like personal questions on like, what do you like to do for fun or
Oh.
what are some things so we can get to know you? Is there any special talent or anything that you know?
So I think an interesting thing about me are special talents. So I've recently committed pretty seriously about boxing, which has been
Oh,
the most fun
I
ever.
bet I
It's
want to do
really
that.
amazing.
I wish there was something here like that because I feel like I'm just like excited for you. I feel like it probably gets a lot of anger. Not that I'm an angry person, but like just when you're stressed, it might be nice to
Oh
punch
no.
something.
Yeah, for sure. It's really, it's not only stress relieving, but it's just great for you to really focus into doing one thing and doing it right.
Yep.
So I've loved it. I started now for a few months, and I just completely, fell in love with this sport. I think it's really, really interesting.
That is cool. And wait, with boxing, yeah, you can get hit in the face, right? Like, are you actually
Well,
like
yeah, I haven't gotten that far.
okay,
I'm still with
the
just with
bat,
the
like
bank.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I'm like, oh gosh, you're gonna hit a black guy.
Yeah, it wouldn't be great right before NADA or a
No.
really good conversation started.
Well, and this should go out before NADA. So, where are you going to be at? What are you focused on with NADA?
Oh, in NADA, I am meeting, a lot of our clients, definitely, because I think it's the one opportunity in the year that you have to get together with the people that you've been working with. And it's just, it's really great because, as I've said, these relationships have been really, really amazing to see that we are able to actually help. I'm very excited to see the expo, see what new things are. Really excited to see what everybody's going to be saying about AI, the new products that I feel everybody's going to be launching and going to be talking about. And we are as a matter of fact, we are also kind of introducing a new AI tool that we are implementing for all of our hires to ensure that everybody gets access to kind of like a very robust knowledge base, so that once they start with a new client, they can be kind of hitting the ground running with knowledge in automotive. So would love to have,
That's interesting.
yeah, conversations and kind of, talk about the product and what we're developing, and really hearing feedback from a lot of people. So I'm very excited to see kind of doing that little market study.
Yeah. So it's going to be like knowledge based. So like the way I think about it, if I was a new person, I could ask your AI like how do I do this with this client? Or
Exactly.
like literally ask those not dumb questions, but those questions that you just want to Google, but you can't because it's not, you
Because
can't Google
yeah,
it.
nobody has
Yeah.
wrote about it exactly. But
Yeah.
yes, we are building personalized and customized AI personas per position and per role, so that client, so that each new hire can access and be able to answer any questions and ask the kind of like a as a previous QA, so that everybody, we make sure that the quality of our hires is improving
Yeah.
every day.
Wow, that's really, I just had a great idea I'm going to talk to you about later. Okay, so that's cool. So you do boxing at NADA, you're going to be meeting with clients and talking about some new AI stuff you're doing, which I think a lot of the talk is going to be about AI, which I'm really excited about. So just to wrap kind of everything up, what are some of like the biggest goals you guys have for this year with your clients or just personally? And then I have a couple more questions I think I want to ask you. But what are your goals for this year?
Well, for this year, my goals are centered in two things. One of them is making sure that the AI tool that we are using is being implemented in all of the hires that we have, so that everybody has access to those, and that we have a system to start perfectioning the personas to make
Mhm.
sure that the information is accurate, and that people are just providing, the best information to that. That would be the first one. And the second one is we are going very hardly into developing, a robust marketing and sales strategy, because as we want to keep growing, we want to be able to keep providing the services to more agencies, more dealerships, and making sure that we keep building a sustainable company.
That's good. Those are good goals because you want to, that steady growth.
Correct.
Yes, you want to be able to support everything. So I just wanted to ask you my fun question that I like to ask everyone is just I'm trying to decide which one. Um, so if you were to compare yourself to an animal, which animal would you compare yourself to?
Oh. This is something that I've actually think about quite a while, and I've never had the the answer that I feel the most comfortable with. But recently, like probably a couple days ago, I thought of an elephant, and I thought
Okay.
it would make a lot of sense with my personality, because I think I'm a very, communal, calm person.
I can
But
sense the calmness for
yeah, yeah,
sure.
I tend to be calm, very family oriented person as well. But I think I have pretty good memory as well.
Oh yeah, elephants
uh,
do have really good memories.
but for sure, I would say that, if it's the case, I think I can also react in the way that needs to happen. So I think I'm calm in probably 98% of the time. But if I need to react to make sure that things happen, I would make sure to execute that too.
Yeah, it sounds like you can pivot easily, like without, like you realize if you need to react to something, you're calm about it and then you pivot the way you need to pivot. So
Yeah, but I
I
would
could see how
say
that.
most of the time I try to really solve things in the most, in the way that is less disturbing, or that it makes sense for at the community and for the bigger picture. I try to always solve the solutions, kind of thinking of all
Everyone.
the outcomes and the yeah, and everyone.
Yeah. No, I could see that. I feel like my personality is very much similar and I don't know if I'm totally calm, but I'm like I want everyone to just like get along and like see like can we just all be happy? I feel like I'm like the mediator person of my family and like just yeah. Okay, so if anyone wants to connect with you, they can find you on LinkedIn. You're going to be at NADA, so reach out to her. Is there any way, anywhere else or anything else you'd like to provide before we wrap things up?
Well, I would like to say, something interesting that I also was thinking about while we were talking
Yeah.
is maybe share a little bit more of all the initiatives that we've had. Because, as I would say, we really, the name of WYN it has a lot of meaning for us, not only because it's whatever you need, but also because it connotes the kind of win-win mentality. We want to make sure that we provide winning solutions for our clients, winning solutions for the people that are working with us. And then another kind of like a third part that we'll build in is, helping careers, communities, and companies growth. So
Yeah.
we're helping companies growth by providing talent, careers growth by providing career paths, and communities as well. Because we're in Colombia, we're really definitely committed to making sure to create strategic alliances that allow us to be part and help the communities surrounding us. So we have some social programs as well that we've been able to develop, and we aim to keep developing this year as well.
That's so amazing. How rewarding and like just fulfilling. You're fulfilling a purpose that you just have natural abilities to do. And like how incredible. That's so amazyn. Thank you for sharing that.
No, thank you for having me.
And I
Miss it.
love the everything around win. It's WYN, whatever you need,
WYN,
and then
yes.
winning solutions. So creative.
I would
Well,
say that was the hardest part of building the company, figuring
was
out.
naming it. You know what? Whenever I call dealerships or talk to people, I say the name of the company, PartsEdge, and some people are like, Prestige, Parts. What do they? They don't even say parts. They say like Park Edge. I'm like, no, parts. I'm like, I didn't name the company, okay? So naming the right name does matter.
It does. Till the starting stand, it definitely does. Yeah.
It does. Well, thank you so much. And again, find her on LinkedIn. They're definitely making their waves in automotive. And thank you again for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. PartsEdge, the power tool for your parts department. We hope you're leaving feeling motivated, challenged, and inspired.